So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. iPhone 13 Pro Max, OnePlus 9 Pro. Let's begin with a boot up in 3, 2, 1. Now, the iPhone 13 Pro Max does come with the Apple A15 Bionic chipset. It also has 6 gigabytes of RAM and has an Apple GPU that's 5-core graphics. Over here for the OnePlus 9 Pro, you are looking at Snapdragon 888 5nm chipset, 12 gigabytes of RAM on this model, and it does have Adreno 660 GPU. But the iPhone 13 Pro Max did turn on a lot faster than this OnePlus 9 Pro right now. So yes, the iPhone does boot up faster than the OnePlus 9 Pro. So when it comes to biometrics, the OnePlus 9 Pro does this through an optical fingerprint sensor under display. The iPhone does it through Face ID, and Face ID, we've seen this 1,000 times. It hasn't changed at all. You still can unlock with the Apple Watch, but you'll need to have that set up with this if you're wearing a mask, but pretty quick. The OnePlus 9 Pro here, you do unlock it with your fingerprint, just like so. I didn't hold it long enough on that first one, don't come at me for that, but you can see right there, very quick. And with the OnePlus 9 Pro, you can have a face unlock. Let me go ahead and unlock it here. It's so fast that you barely even get a chance to look at it, and it goes right in. So you can do face unlock, but I would say this fingerprint sensor is a little bit quicker because it only requires one tap. Whereas the iPhone over here, you have to look at it, unlock it. Again, if you're wearing your Apple Watch, I could speed things up, but I do think the OnePlus is a faster phone to unlock and get into. All right, guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is take a look at the 120 hertz displays. Now, the OnePlus already had the adaptive refresh 120 hertz display. Let me turn off this dark mode really quickly here. If we go to advanced, you'll see right here 120 hertz smart refresh rate. That's the new thing with the iPhone over there as well. I just wanted to showcase that to show you that it does in fact rock that dynamic display as well. This just runs Oxygen OS. This one over here runs iOS. And I can tell you that it's very hard. I was really looking close at these earlier, and it was very hard to detect the difference. They both seem equally as smooth, and I think OnePlus actually does a better job than other Android phones when it comes to looking smooth. A lot of Android phones can have a 90 hertz or a 120 hertz display, but this one is really smooth, just like iOS. So I was having a hard time seeing the difference. And by the way, I did put the case on, so if you're wondering why is that phone black, I thought it was silver a minute ago. You're changing the phones on me. No, it's sliding all over the table, so I just put it in a case. But yeah, back to the screens. It's really difficult to tell. The OnePlus, you've already been experiencing this all year. If you already bought this phone earlier this year, iPhone's just now getting it, and it's buttery smooth like you would expect. But it's nothing surprising after using this. I actually kind of already knew the iPhone was going to perform like after using OnePlus. So both of them very smooth and very enjoyable with their refresh rates. All right, guys, so here we are in CyberLink Power Director, and I'm going to go ahead and do a quick render on both of these. This was a 1080 30 clip. However, this is not the premium version, so we're just going to produce this out in its 720. Let's go ahead in 3, 2, go. And then I'll be back when these are done rendering out. You can see right here at 3%, already at 14% for the iPhone. And then we'll do another video render over there in Adobe Premiere Rush. I'll be back when these are done. Okay, and we're finally finished here. The OnePlus was way behind here by about a minute on CyberLink Power Director. Okay guys, so we're now here in Adobe Premiere Rush, and you could see both a 5-minute clip, same one from the CyberLink Power Director. Let's go ahead and hit share here. I'll hit share here, and we'll be back when these 300 megabyte videos are done. This one is in 1080p. Let's go ahead and hit export. I'll be back when they're done. And the OnePlus is now finished at about a minute later. And keep in mind, this is only a 1080 30 clip. So the A15 is pulling ahead of the Snapdragon 888 here in the OnePlus 9 Pro when it does come to the area of video rendering. So if you are doing video work and you want to, render out videos quickly, get your projects out, the iPhone does have has more power, and then it has some better video rendering apps like LumaFusion, as well as Apple's built-in iMovie application. So I would say for this area of performance, the iPhone is definitely a beast, definitely in the lead over this device. All right, so now let's go ahead and run a Geekbench 5 test on both phones here and see which one does compute, has the better score here on both. I'll be back when these are done running their benchmark. And here are your final scores between both. Take a look at the scores here. OnePlus 1129, Apple in the lead there with 1716. If I go to the single core score here, you can see that's pretty much in line with what you should get for this device right here. And multi-core, you'll see pretty much in line as well. Very good scores here on both, but I gotta say, man, the iPhone is definitely winning there with a 1716 and a 4693. So if you are looking for, a little bit better performance, you're going to want to go with the iPhone 13 Pro Max. If you're looking for better benchmarks, it's definitely going to give you that. Okay, so everything is closed out for both phones. Let's just go ahead and see which one can open these day-to-day applications a little bit faster. That looked like the OnePlus there for Instagram. You can see iPhone a little bit ahead there, and Twitter, and you'll see right there is going to the OnePlus. Let's go to the profile page. That's going to go to the OnePlus. Let's go into Amazon and you'll see OnePlus a little bit ahead there. We'll swipe up out of there, eBay. And I gotta say, OnePlus with their animations, they really do keep up with iOS over there, more so than other Android phones I've looked at compared to this, beating out the iPhone there on that opening. So even though the iPhone does pull ahead in video rendering when you really push that processor or demand it, I don't think in the real world everyday usage you'll see a huge difference between using both of these phones. They're both powerhouses, both 5nm chipsets in here. Let's go into ESPN, and you'll see ESPN does open first there for the iPhone, and looks like we're taking a little bit of time there for OnePlus. Let's go into scores, and you'll see iPhone totally wins that one out there. Let's go into Dead Trigger 2 and see which one can load this game first. Gaming mode was on for the OnePlus. Let's hit play, and you can see looks like the OnePlus iPhone pretty similar there. Both of them very enjoyable with their 120 hertz. Let's go into PUBG Mobile, and unlike a lot of other Android phones, the OnePlus does give you pretty good animations, comparing pretty favorably to the iPhone over here. But the iPhone does have some amazing animations that go along with this 120 hertz display right now. Do we have a phone loading up over here first on the right? Looks like we might have the OnePlus to get there first. So the OnePlus actually did load this up first. It's just giving me pop-ups, but it did open this up first. Let's hit continue. Let new journey begins. Let's hit X here, X over here. And there was just there was a lot more pop-ups actually for the OnePlus just to get to our home screen over here. Hit continue, and you'll see they're now in the PUBG application. I'm not gonna hit start match because it doesn't really matter. It really depends on the internet speed right there, but both of them will give you a pretty good experience when it comes to PUBG Mobile. Both of them similar size, actually the same size screen, both of them 120 hertz, so they're gonna be good there. Let's go into Temple Run 2 and see how fast it can load these up. And you can see both looking for a new game. Let's hit new game here on both. We'll hit yes in 3, 2, 1. And you can see both loading up these casual based games pretty easily, so they can tear through stuff like this. So I would say really the only area you're really going to notice a difference between these is mostly in the area of benchmarks. Maybe some games that are better optimized for each platform. Maybe some games open faster on here, some open faster on here, but really in the video rendering, maybe if you're doing more of these benchmarks like this, or maybe if you're doing some photo work and you're processing out photos, you might see the A15 pull ahead. But real world everyday use, these are both boss in performance as you've seen right there. Let's go ahead and go through the applications now to see if we do get any reloads for either, and I highly doubt you will see this at all. The OnePlus, man, keeps up with this 13 Pro Max no problem. So even their next phone will probably maybe outdo it. We'll have to see in a future speed test, but keeps up with this 13 Pro Max in actual usage. No big deal. Like I say, I was looking at these with a close eye. Looks like Best Buy reloaded there for the iPhone. I was looking at these with a close eye earlier, and I could barely see the difference. It was like almost impossible. So I would say very impressive stuff on both of them. These are two of the fastest phones you can buy in the world right now. OnePlus 9 Pro does take advantage of the Chrome browser over here, Apple's own efficient Safari, and I do expect the Safari to be a little bit faster here in the Sunspider test just because it's Apple software, it's their hardware as well. There are faster browsers you can download for Android, so this might not be the fastest one on the market, so you could take this with a grain of salt, but this is the browser that will come, you know, right out of the box for most OnePlus users, so we'll just have to see here. You can already tell that the OnePlus lost this test out, but in the actual day-to-day loading up websites and how they actually perform, the casual everyday user is not going to notice it. But man, what a difference in that test right there. 1305 milliseconds versus 78.6. This was a total destroy here in the internet. But again, you could just see by looking at both of them that they're both incredibly smooth at the task at hand, doing some web browsing. Neither one of these choke at all. And by the way, keep in mind, OnePlus can charge at 60 watts, iPhone can charge at 27 watts with the compatible charger. Out of the box, it's usually around 20 watts though. So that's it, iPhone 13 Pro Max versus OnePlus 9 Pro speed test. What are the final conclusion? Well, I gotta say, I think technically the iPhone 13 Pro Max with its A15 is a more powerful CPU. We have more RAM, so I would bet that the OnePlus 9 Pro can hold more applications in the background, and with its 120 Hertz, I do think it remains very competitive, having the same size screen, 120 Hertz, higher peak brightness, higher resolution density, 60 watt charging. This one does have the faster video rendering, but see, it all comes down to your needs. So don't just be totally biased towards one or the other, because both of them offer their own strengths and weaknesses. And I do think the 13 Pro Max is kind of just catching up to what the Android makers already been having in their phone, like the OnePlus 9 Pro with its 120 Hertz and the S21 Ultra. Let me know if you agree with that, and let me know which one you would pick down below in the comments. Would it be the iPhone 13 Pro Max or the OnePlus 9 Pro? Keep in mind, both of these are $1,000 plus flagship grade phones. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want more speed tests, and let me know which ones you want to see down below. Nick here, I will catch you all in the very next episode, and peace.